Warning, you are listening to an adult podcast talking about adult topics. You have definitely been warned.
All right, guys. Hey, welcome back. It's the Hoppy Craftsmen. It's me, Brandon, here with my friend, as always, Chris.
You.
And our new contributor and stand-in, lonely guy, maybe? I don't know, whatever you
normal
are.
Here all the time,
Nathan
guy.
Liebenstein.
Yep. What's up, guys? What's going on?
How are we all doing today, guys?
Very good, very good.
Yeah, can't complain.
It is Friday.
It is a little chilly outside for us in Arizona, and everybody's been complaining about it lately. It's, in the 50s, so what are you going to do but drink beer and warm up, right, guys?
Yeah. It says the guy who turned his heater on for the first time today.
For your comfort.
Oh my gosh, I haven't had it on for months.
I'm a single guy. I live in a place all by myself. I don't need my heater on. It normally isn't that cold in my condo. So
lonely, you can just wrap yourself in a blanket.
Like I said, if I didn't have a baby, it would be big socks and sweatshirts.
Big socks
at my house. So
that's normally what it is here. But glad you guys are here. Glad we're back again. And what's going on?
Well, we got a beer here already. Might as well just start off quick with that. Or what we're drinking while we start with the news.
What are we drinking?
Brandon brought it. Brandon brought a good one today. I like it.
This is my selection for this evening. It is Belgium Beaver. It is the Deftones collaboration, the Phantom Bride. And it is a very hoppy, juicy IPA, 7.1%. It is everything that we've been talking about lately with all these juice bombs of IPAs.
Yeah, it's a little lighter at a single, just a regular IPA, but still, it's good. I like the way I like the way Belgium Beaver makes an IPA.
Yeah, Belgian Beaver. I've actually, when I think Belgian Beaver, I think of their peanut butter stout.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So for this one, they have beers all across the board. Mm-hmm. They have every style of beer, but for me, I keep going back to the peanut butter stout. So, to see this one kind of keeping along the same lines of the Modern Times and the St. Archers with their hoppy, juicy IPAs.
Cloudy. This is a cloudy beer.
It's very cloudy. As soon as I was pouring it, I was like, ooh, this is going to be a good one.
Yeah, it smells really good.
It does smell super good.
It's been out for a few months, actually. It just happened to stumble across it at the bottle shop. Like, oh, yes, this is going to be perfect to talk about on the show. It's a nice blend of Amarillo, Citra, Simcoe, and Mosaic hops.
Yeah, the malt takes a back seat to the hops and the bittering up front, but it is good. Nice hop forward West Coast style IPA. It's delicious.
Yeah, definitely West Coast. I love the artwork on this bottle. I've seen it before.
I know I have one of these. I'm going to drink it immediately. Hadn't had it yet.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like I said, I like the Day of the Dead friggin' little beaver skull there.
Beaver skull, yeah.
That's pretty sweet. And then we talked about it a couple episodes ago about the story behind this, right? When we're at Mellow Mushroom. So, Nate, do you understand? Have you heard the kind of the backstory of how this beer was made or how they actually collabed up? Or
I actually don't. I just know it's Phantom Bride, and I know that's off their new album. And It's a pretty legit song.
So, the Deftones was actually I'm sure it was somewhere in California, I'm guessing at this point, right? They're going to do a show. They actually stopped in at a bar. The guys from Belgium Beaver were there. They're like, hey, we love your music. And they're like, hey, we love your beer. Mm. And so then later that week, they actually teamed up and actually brewed a beer. I think it was that week or that night they did it. It was like insane. Like it was one of those just last minute spontaneous things. And this is the beer that was created out of it. So.
A blend of Amarillo, Citrus, Simcoe, and Mosaic hops. Yep. It is good. It is a nice balance. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's a good one. I like that beer. It's a good one to start off with.
Very nice.
Yep.
You're welcome.
And it's going to be another hoppy night, I think, anyway.
Yeah, we got a few hoppy beers in the lineup. So,
Indeed.
So good stuff, man. You guys want to start with the Arizona Craft Beer Week? Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
It's all the things going on.
It's coming right up. Mm-hmm. It's coming right up. I'm not ready.
You haven't even bought your strong beer tickets
yet. I'm going to be coming in with all the
far
losers.
Behind the game, my friend.
Yeah.
I can't imagine how many general admission tickets they've actually even sold.
Oh. It's funny. I was talking about it earlier. I was like, I think I'm going to pace myself this year. I'm probably just going to get in there and drink some beer. And then I had
5 hours.
Never mind. I won't pace myself.
No,
I won't do that.
Well, especially that first hour and a half where you can actually
you have to pound it.
You hit all the good beers that, before the general admission gets in there, take advantage of those.
You got to run. You got to run.
Yeah.
Wilderness had their presidential last time. It was the beeline directly to that because that's going to stack as soon as it hits 1 o'clock.
Right.
No, there's a few normal ones you want to get to immediately, but they're doing it better and better every year.
I'm interested to see what Goose Island. They have a double hair bus with a DJ again.
Yep, they'll be there.
Oh, it's
I'm sure
gonna be amazing.
of it. I'm sure of it.
Gooser Island.
Nothing like a double hair bus from England that says craft beer.
Yeah. No, yeah, they're gonna be there for sure.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
at least there'll be some other killer breweries there. I mean, we're definitely where we can't get out to 8-bit. 8-bit will be there. They brought a killer double IPA last year. Same with Scottsdale Brewing Company. They made some killer beer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah, looking forward to see them all come back.
Yeah,
at this point.
it's gonna be fun.
And actually, everybody was talking about Helton Brewing, local guy that's going to actually be there for the first time.
they were talking about that, and I haven't actually had any Helton's beers, any of their brews. So
I've had
I need to learn
one of their
up.
IPAs, but I don't.
Yeah,
It was like an IPA.
I need to be taught.
Yeah. So, and then actually, Strong Beer Fest is the kickoff, right, for the Arizona Craft Beer Week.
There
Yes,
it is.
sir. Yes,
So
sir.
there are plenty of events happening that week.
It is. It is actually it spills over prior to Strong Beer Fest starting on Saturday the 11th. It starts Thursday the 9th and goes through the following Sunday. So
And I've
9
got
to
that.
10 days.
Oh, so
I've
they-
got that first event there from the 9th too as well. Are we going to be talking about our events just now?
Yeah,
at this
so
point?
And that's what
let's
we're
go
alluding
for
to.
Do
yes.
it, yeah. All right.
Absolutely.
Well, all on February 9th, just the kickoff, AZ Beer Week kickoff with Arizona Wilderness and Historic at Tap and Bottle. Sounds awesome. That's going to be 5 to 9 on the 9th there. That sounds freaking killer.
So if you're in the Tucson area, that'll be a good event to kick off. So this is statewide, Arizona Beer Fest. Obviously,
yeah,
these are
absolutely.
events
No,
that are
it's all
going on
over.
statewide. So
And Tap and Bottle is a killer spot anyway there in Tucson. But hey, getting that Arizona Wilderness beer out there, doing that with Historic, who already rocks, that'll be a nice way to start off the week.
yeah,
So if you're in the Valley, I'm looking forward to. It's basically the same kind of thing. It's a kickoff event on the 9th. It's actually at Papago, and it's a rare beer
Nice.
kickoff, and then Colorado, I think
Nice.
Colorado beers.
nice.
That's
Well,
killer.
not in the Colorado. It's actually at Colorado's
food.
happening at Flanny's. This is just a rare beer kickoff in general. So they're saying they have Black Ops from Brooklyn, Oscar Blues Death by Coconut, Worldwide Stout, and then Huss BA
Wow.
Juicy Fruit, which I've never eaten.
Nope.
So
I want it though. All
and
of
then
a sudden,
definitely more to come is what they said. So
Nice.
a lot of nice cakes coming out of Papago that night. So
Awesome.
That sounds tasty.
My event that I would like to try to get to, I'm not sure if I will be able to get to it, is also on the 9th for kickoff day. It is at Osho Brewery. All 3 locations actually within the valley here are having a donut pairing event.
so good at that stuff.
Yeah.
They are so good.
They are going to have 13 different donuts available, all paired with different beers, ranging from maple bars, apple fritters, lemon filled, Boston creams, and they actually brewed several donut inspired beers to go along with the the donut pairings.
That's awesome. Oso's, if they haven't already, they're getting close to opening up a Gilbert location now. So
They
they're
are.
finally coming down our area, which is going to be sweet.
They actually announced it on the Facebook.
Did they? Okay.
Yeah, the Book of Faces. They are
of Faces.
going to be opening a Gilbert downtown location
That's
right
gonna be
across
sweet.
from the Zinburger, I believe.
It's going to be
down there.
mobbed because it's downtown Gilbert, but
always busy
occasionally
down
be able to get there at like 11 o'clock on a Tuesday and get in there just fine.
well, maybe they'll have some better parking compared to the Scottsdale and was it Arcadia locations since they're
Oh my God.
Arcadian's fine. I mean, you just have to valet
Valet.
park.
Yeah, you deal with that, but hey, whatever.
Yeah.
Get some dog treats.
A couple other things I was looking forward. So Great Divide, like always, right? They're going to do
Yum.
Bowlers on Broadway, so they're going to have.
Oh, did they
normal-
finally announce that? I hadn't seen it yet.
Yep. So
That's killer.
2016, right? They're going to have the Yeti
Brandon's
there. They'll
fist
have
pumping right now. He enjoys himself some Great Divide.
That's my favorite event.
Enjoy
of
some
Beer
Great
Week.
Divide.
Yeah, Yeti, espresso, oatmeal, okay. All of them. They're going to have the run. They're actually going to have barrel aged Old Ruffian. They're going to have their 22nd anniversary ale. So a lot going on there, and we've been that one before. But
I've been to that one almost every year since I've been coming, or since they've been coming here at least. I think I missed 1 year out of 4 or 5.
Right, and this is the 17th. It's actually towards the end of it, so it's actually the Saturday. I want to say it finishes it almost.
Yeah.
Nice.
So a little recoup from the Strong Beer Fest, and then go drink again the following weekend.
Exactly. And then the other thing I saw that was interesting was the Arizona Firkin Night.
Firkin. You're Firkin kidding me.
Is that going to be at Angel's Trumpet?
It is.
Oh, they always do the Firkin over there at Angel's Trumpet.
Right, and so that was, we talked about it before, and I brought it up, and somebody the other day asked me what a Firkin was. I actually was like, that's probably something that most people don't know what a Firkin is.
Yes.
So
Educate us.
Right, so a Firkin basically is going to be either a metal or wooden keg. Right, it's actually not carbonated at all, or has low carbonation. They actually don't
Like a cask?
kind of like a cask. It's actually a unit of measurement. You want to be
A Firkin.
So it's probably much smaller than a cask.
I'm not sure how much is a cask.
It's huge. A big cask barrel. It's pretty big.
Oh, way smaller than that.
Yeah,
So we're talking.
I imagine it's quite smaller than that.
We're talking
a little thing.
A quarter of a barrel.
Okay.
So,
Got it.
9 imperial gallons. If that makes it a little easier for you.
Perfect. Got it now. Now I understand precisely.
Usually wood. They don't add carbonation. They actually put them on their side. You should actually hand self tap them.
Nice.
And then they put. This is the best part of all of it. They put a tube in the top and the bung to let air go through gravity.
Now, is this just a bunch of beers that are all going to be prepared that way or brewed that way?
So it actually says local Arizona breweries. It actually didn't even list what beers they were going to be Firkin and who it was. So at this point, it's up for grabs.
Something that they decided to cellar and throw into a special cask and, enjoy.
And I love Angel's Trumpet, so
nice.
Really can't go.
What day was that?
That is the 16th.
Oh, so 16th at Angel's Trumpet, 17th at Boulders on Broadway.
They're hosting a lot of these things at places that could do good food. Right. So
that's always a plus too.
Yeah.
I love Papago's food. I love Papago's food.
Oso
T-Rex.
Yeah. Oso's got a good brunch.
Oh yeah. Oh man. All their food. Their lunch is good. We used to go there for lunch all the time.
Yeah.
So and like I said,
Angel's Trumpet is amazing.
And it goes without saying. Angel's Trumpet's food rocks.
Yeah.
Speaking of Great Divide, we talked about earlier.
Yes.
Did you see they are changing their beer lineup?
I did see that, and they are starting to actually
looks a little scared.
It's actually a good thing. They're changing the distribution list a little bit on their Yeti line.
Okay.
And so where chocolate used to kind of finish the year, now chocolate they're kind of extending that through to this year, and it's kind of going to be the kickoff for their Yeti line.
Nice.
And that will be available January, February, kind of just the continuation of what was available in the last quarter for their Yeti line last year. And instead of doing it quarterly, they're doing it 2 months, then a month off, 2 months, then a month off, 2 months, then a month off.
That's good.
It's a little bit more, a shorter time frame that these beers will be available. The Yeti line at least will be available, but it's changing it up. So you're not getting the same one, every time this year. So my favorite is the Espresso Yeti, and that's not going to be available until April and May now. Okay. It changes it up. It's not just going to be the January, February, March beer. It's going to be a little bit different.
And the only thing with that as well is they're getting rid of the Oak Yeti.
No.
Yes, they are. The Oak Age Yeti is going away, and they're actually going to replace it with the Chai Yeti.
Well, they're okay. So yes, they're
fine.
So they're.
I guess you're right.
I'm not. The article says.
I always take that. I always get that one confused because it's the Yeti they're doing year round now. The regular Yeti they're doing year round now. The oak aged, is kind of like it was kind of always mixed in there with all the other ones. Now they have the oatmeal, chocolate, espresso, and then the oak was kind of the fourth one.
Right.
But it was really kind of just the regular Yeti.
Right. It was kind of the base for all of them.
And then
Brando knows his Yetis.
Oh, dude, don't even get me started. I have a little Yeti chub right now.
So that's when I saw
you
this,
start making some brownies made with some oak aged Yeti.
I saw this and I was like, oh, we got to talk about it. Brian's gonna be
that's pretty good.
I saw this definitely posted on their Facebook and Instagram. But now they actually have a new Yeti, which is their Chai Yeti.
Chai.
So it's another coffee infused
this flavors
Yeti.
thing, though, man. They're walking a fine line.
But it's a stout. I mean, you can coffee and stout kind of go hand in hand. To be honest with you,
Coming back to this Belgium Beaver, since we're all finishing up our taste. Well, I finished up my tasters here. The Nate Libby classification of hoppy burp on this thing is freaking delicious.
It's a smooth beer. It doesn't come back up
on the burp. I'm getting all the Amarillo and the Simcoe, and it just tasty. It's like drinking it twice. It's delicious.
Awesome. On that note, you can go grab us another one then.
We're going to switch it up.
We'll continue to talk about Great Divide here because they are extending a few of their lines and now canning a lot more beers.
And actually introducing a new rotating hop project too, which is awesome.
Yeah. So I haven't been familiarized with the hop project, but the first one that's out is the Hop Disciples.
Which is that's the rotating hop project.
Yeah. No, I know. I was scrolling through
okay.
so I just grabbed it. The first one through is the Hop Disciple. Yep. So if you've read up on it, please feel free.
No, it's just gonna be their new line that's actually rotating out and actually a very hop forward beer style.
Right.
And they're gonna do it. They said it's gonna be available January through April. Mm-hmm. And just make some beers at the beginning of the year that really hop forward. So it's something new. This one actually says it's orange zest and stone fruit complemented by a hint of black tea leaves. So
I'll be interested to try it. That's for sure.
6.2, very approachable. So that's awesome.
And then their other Saison, which is not the Colette, but the Nadia Kali, is actually being canned. Is that what it said? Canned. Yeah, they're canning it now. Which it was only available on tap for last year, which was its induction year. Now it'll be available in cans between May and August, which will be awesome. Those summertime months. It's actually one of my favorite Saisons right now. It's got a nice hibiscus flavor to it. Really fruity, not really floral, but not overpowering like its sister, the Colette is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Mm-hmm. The other ones I was looking forward to on here are I love the name Rhodey. I think that's a great name for a beer. Right. So that's actually going to be a grapefruit radler from them. Mm-hmm. And then they actually have a strawberry rhubarb sour. And then, of course, the chai Yeti Imperial Stout. So.
Right. The Rhodey is actually based on, I guess, road cycling. There's a guy on a road bike.
I know it says that, but all I can think about is taking a beer with you when you're driving.
Oh, yeah.
Car, right?
I mean, nobody does that. No. What are you talking about, Chris?
I'm saying I don't do that. I don't encourage people to do that. But I have known people, and I saw on the internet, people do that sometimes.
People do that. So, no, that actually sounds like a tasty one. A grapefruit radler available April through July. So probably by the time we get them out here in the valley, more along the lines of May through August sort of thing.
Right.
You know, about a month removed from when they're available in Colorado as opposed to when they're available for normal distribution.
Excellent.
Yes.
Nice.
Gotta love Great Divide.
Okay. Yep. Next beer, 25th year anniversary brown ale, the Inner Geek Ale from. Now this is a collab from Bottle Logic from the California Beer Run. Bottle Logic got together with Blizzard, and they made the Inner Geek Ale for their 25th year anniversary. Malty, slightly roasted, dark fruit and caramel notes.
You got a very phone sex voice going on when you're talking about those.
Yeah, I'm feeling it.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. It's nice. Something to give the fans something to listen to.
The really cool thing is on the back of this, it's they wrote, like I said, this is a special edition thing they did with Blizzard, so it lists all of Blizzard's games since 1991 on the back of the bottle, all the way ending with Overwatch, World of Warcraft, all of those, Diablo 2, 3, a lot of killer games on there.
Played a lot of those.
So
all those games in there.
Yep. So let's try this bad boy out. Really wish this glass was screen printed because the label on it alone is killer.
You can definitely tell it's brown from the smell.
It smells browny.
Yeah, smell. This smells brown.
It's kind of like one of those toilet beers. It's you smell the brown.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry, Bottle Logic.
Yeah, Bottle Logic, straight out of Anaheim. We went there the other night, a couple weeks ago, and had ourselves a bunch of good drinks, and that place kicks ass. I tell you what, before I even try this beer, Bottle Logic's killing it on their logo and glassware and all that stuff alone. So thankfully they make great beer to put inside of it, but it's always good to have a nice logo and a good branding. They kill it.
That helps.
Yeah, their branding's pretty killer. They have a good, their theme, if you want to say that, that's really, I love it.
Oh,
I love
yeah,
the
absolutely.
science
All the science, all the different testing. They just had a bottle release go on over online, and I almost went into it because it was like a baklava porter. And I was like, what? Yes, please.
The German
Yeah.
chocolate
Oh yeah,
cake stout, and
they've been loading up on tap with a bunch of new beers.
Insane.
Yeah, so Chris, that reminds me. Did you see Noble's going to have a beer release on the 4th? I guess we got to drive back.
Yeah,
the day before the freaking Super Bowl.
Oh, jeez.
All right, let's do this.
So here's the thing too: is we were talking about the Bottle Logic basically have a great name and a great kind of thing. There's actually four breweries that are actually open in Tucson, and one of them had to change their name and their original name. It's kind of like how Wren houses. They're Westward Brewing. They had to change their name because of copyright infringement from other like liquor companies and wine or whatever.
They got a better name the second time around anyway.
I know Westward Brewing was pretty cool too.
That was a cool name, but
Wren House is a little bit more representative.
When they
of
went
the
to Wren
desert.
House, they rebranded.
Yeah.
And so the way they're doing it now, I mean, they're killing it with the way their logo looks, the way that they're doing all the stuff.
Fun little tap room.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So the one that in this article they were talking about was actually Flux Brewing.
Okay.
And they actually were going to call Flux, and they actually found out again trademarks, things happening.
Not surprised.
They didn't want to. If they couldn't trademark the name, they weren't going to be able to grow outside of Arizona.
Right.
So they decided to change it to Harbottle Brewing Company.
Say that one more time.
Harbottle.
Harbottle. Got it.
And the story evidently is that some distant relative of one of the owners was a British naval captain who helped King Kamehameha assert. Yes.
Nailed it. Nailed it.
Dragon Ball Z.
Take your word for it.
Assert his claim to the
Captain
the throne.
Kamehameha.
Kamehameha. So, but yeah, I mean, it was kind of a cool story. I liked that was Flux would have been a great name. I was really interested to see what they would have done with that.
That was a good one.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, they're still got a brewery and they're still gonna make some kick-ass beer up. At least they're gonna try.
Harbottle's actually pretty cool too, and that storyline you can actually do a lot with that too. Naval captain, I mean, that's some good stuff.
Absolutely.
And there's a couple other ones on here. Brandon, I know you're from Tucson. Do you see any of these come through, or
I'm not actually really familiar. I know you pinned me on one on Instagram recently for Pueblo Vita.
Yes.
And they look like they're a downtown establishment. They look like they're doing a good thing with their juicy IPAs.
Yeah, the Monsoon.
Have a limited can release that they keep doing. So kind of like the Noble Ale works.
I love can releases.
But I honestly, I haven't been down to Tucson enough or recently to be able to go to a lot of these places. So they just keep popping up, like weeds. But it's a good thing.
The Hoppy Craftsmen should make it down to Tucson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like we go to see a Tucson Roadrunners game.
Yes.
That's hockey.
Hockey.
Yep.
Wow. And this is how the California trip started. It was like, hey, we should go to California.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just go pick up some beer.
And
okay. Go to
we're
6
driving
more
there.
breweries.
This Yahoo goes, hey, the Coyotes are playing tonight. Maybe we should go to the Coyotes game too.
Yeah. We drove to Anaheim where the Coyotes were playing. It was meant to be.
You were close.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's this article names a couple other ones, which is really quick: Coppermine Brewing, Black Rock Brewers, and then what was the other one here? Button Brew. And most of these are all actually in the process of opening them. They actually started late last year, and at this point they should be open, early this year, mid this year, summer.
Nice.
Which is crazy because Tucson is not huge, and they already have a lot of breweries down there. So the fact that 3 to 4 more are getting to open, on the verge of opening, or how many more are in the pipeline behind that,
I've got nothing nice to say about Tucson. So
Tucson,
I too wish they would not build in Tucson.
This is 20 by the end of the year.
That's crazy.
I mean, there's 1 million people in Tucson.
But the thing about people who like Tucson is they are passionate about it. Brandon,
I'm from Tucson, but I live in Phoenix.
I know, but I bet you still don't think it's an armpit.
I go there because my parents live there, buddy.
Yeah, well, I think it sucks. My sister lives there. And
I don't go there more than I have to. Not offense to Tucson, but I just don't go down to
offense
Tucson.
to Tucson from here.
Here's the thing: it's funny is like 2 minutes ago you just said we should go to Tucson, and now you're going that's an armpit.
I didn't want to stay. I don't want to stay very long.
He's not going to move there.
Yeah, I don't want to go there any longer than I have to. My sister's been going there for school for like 5 years. She's a couple years away from her doctorate, I would hope, and she's just been. You would think it's the best place on earth.
It's a good college town and it's a good retirement town. Anything in between?
You'd think it was the bee's knees. No. She's like, Nate, you got to come down. You got to come stay. You got to come be here. Oh, shoot me now. Never gonna happen.
Well, at least we have a place to stay other than my parents' house if we go down there.
Like I said, she's been asking for 5 years. It hasn't happened yet. Like I said, I don't think she's 2 years away from her doctorate, so I don't know what's going on. She's been going to school the whole time.
Some people
just like school. She definitely won't be listening to this.
Some people just like school.
So I can rip on her all I like.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's all right. Your wife will rat on you. Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I love you.
Not your wife, Caitlin.
Yeah.
Your sister,
I know
Caitlin.
my sister has the same name.
That's not weird at all.
You'd think it would be hard to separate them. Not in the least. It's not even close to difficult. They're not even. I don't even think about it when I think about saying Caitlin over and over. It's like you don't exist, Katie.
Which one?
You and Tucson. You both can suck it. So yeah. No, Tucson's a killer place. They got some good beer and tap and bottle. Like I said, I have been there. They're always killing it. But yeah, more people just making breweries in Tucson. Good for you. How far are we from it? Hour and a half? That's not too bad. So this Inner Geek Ale, just a little more on the tasting of it, Chris. Let's get a little more.
It's really caramel. I mean, the caramel.
The caramel, the roasty. It's super good on the dark fruit. I mean, the big time there, and it's a brown ale, so the malt's right there in your face, but it's a killer beer.
I guess I get more of the dark fruits in the aroma. That's there. In the taste.
Right.
But yeah, the taste is
absolutely a
lot of caramel, a lot of friggin' the roastiness for sure that comes through that. That's awesome. I mean, it's
a
cool.
5%. It's a drinker. It's a session, but it's good. It's yummy.
It's just weird. I mean, Blizzard and friggin' Bottle Logic. I mean, that doesn't really seem like a.
I wonder how that came together. I'm sure there's a good story to it, but no, that's a good beer.
Now you want to get into Brewdog, one of your other hard-ons?
I do have a hard-on for Brewdog. Let's just talk about Brewdog for a second. I went to England in 20.
It was an invitation. I just was saying that
15 or 14. And we went to probably 4 different Brewdogs while we were there because they've got a whole network of Brewdog bars in Europe, and they're freaking awesome. We went to the one in Edinburgh in Scotland, and that one they had a Randall going, and they were putting through, I forget the name of the beer off the top, but they were putting it through mangoes and fresh hops, and it was just a killer place. Good food, good beer. So yeah, I love Brewdog. And Brewdog, several months ago at least, they and you have it there as well. They're doing a homebrew competition for those guys there in the UK.
Homebrew Dog, yeah. Hashtag
Homebrew Dog, and it's a sweet little competition. The winner's going to win. Basically, if you're in the UK, you can send in 1 brew, not 3, not 4, just 1 brew you brewed with your recipe. You get a chance to go redo it again at their headquarters in Elon. I'm sure that's how you not pronounce it. But they're Elon. They're Elon headquarters to rebrew the beer. They're going to do it in their online shop, and it's an exclusive listing in Tesco, which is a bunch of stores there in England.
And Champion can host a launch event at the UK Brewdog bar.
Yep, of their choice, and they get to pick the beer list, which that's sweet. But yeah, no. Not only do they get to go rebrew this beer in Elon, they get to go and have the opportunity to see how they mesh with the Brewdog brewers and keep on doing it. It's an opportunity to keep doing it. In Fast Forward, they've chosen a winner as well.
Right. So
yeah, in Fast Forward, they'd happen. If you guys want to check this out, by the way, we'll post these links to the Brewdog blog. But the winner was Tim Doyle from Dublin, and he brewed a beer called the Tropic Thunder. It's a 7% throwback to a time when stouts were brewed for tropical markets.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like I said, this is a beer it just sounds interesting, but apparently it's a high gravity porter, a stout rather. It sounds good. There's some tasting notes in here and we'll include that, but Tropic Thunder. So yeah.
Is that like the Ben Stiller movie?
You never go full retard?
Yeah, you never go full. Yeah. You ever? Yeah. Never mind. There it is. Yeah. But yeah, no. Tropic Thunder. It's like a tropical stout. Apparently, sounds awesome. If you're a listener in the UK, it's going to be in the stores in early 2017. So enjoy it and send a bottle over to the Hoppy Craftsmen. Hit us up on our Hoppy Craftsmen Instagram. We'll do a little bottle share if you happen to listen to this. I'd love to try some.
There we go.
But yeah, no, I think that's. I was in when we went to Stone several years ago. They were in the middle of doing a homebrew competition, and you saw people just dropping off their 5-gallon kegs to Stone, bringing them in. Stone was doing tastings on them. I don't remember what the happenings were with that contest, but it's really cool when these big breweries do those contests for homebrewers.
We actually had one of the beers from one of the winners of one of those Stone collabs, so the Ken Schmidt.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, no, it's really cool when these big breweries like Brewdog, Stone, they get together and they try and put out a big, tasty homebrew beer because there's lots of guys out there making killer beer.
Speaking of, I am still waiting on my Stone Brewdog collab to be dropped.
Hopefully I know.
That'll happen soon.
We all need to get down to that.
So that'll be fun to look forward to once that does happen.
Ooh, there's a new beer in front of me.
There is a new beer in front of you.
Oh, nice! Look at this.
Gotta love when the beer fairy just drops off.
Yeah,
beer.
the recursion IPA. From where, Chris?
Oh, Bottle Logic.
Bottle Logic.
This is Chris's
Yeah,
choice.
let's give Chris here. Go ahead and tell us about this beer, Chris.
Yeah, so I pretty much I chose this bottle because I love the logo.
It's one of the few things he bought at Bottle Logic.
Yeah, well, besides the beer there. I bought beer there too. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
So, it's a Recursion IPA, 6.5%. It's delicious. Induction
tried it
series,
yet.
Bottle Logic.
Completely different look. Totally clean. Totally more amber and a lot less juice look to it.
More of the regular style IPA.
Yeah, regular style IPA. It looks like a West Coast IPA.
Smells citrusy. Smells like an IPA.
Oh,
Actually,
we get a little of the dank right off the smell there.
You know, I actually had this.
Smells salt.
I think I drank this when I was there, though. Yeah.
You did. You definitely did.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. I wasn't there. I didn't get invited.
It's totally clean, and like I said, whereas the other one was more of a sun, orange juice kind of a flavor with that haziness, that one we drank from Belgium. This one's totally just amber, clean.
It's very smooth too.
There's got to be a reason why Bottle Logic doesn't screen print their stuff. I mean, it's pretty detailed. This would be really hard to screen print, but man, it's a
I smell that resin
really
right on
cool.
the sniff, man. It's good.
Looks like a comic book.
Yeah, it's basically like a 50s sci-fi comic, very atomic looking thing, and they're making a hop kind of like grow with a Tesla coil in the background. This is insane looking.
It's got a nice malt backbone to it, but it finishes so clean when that hop clean taste at the end of it. Really good. Does it say what hops they use in this here?
It doesn't give a whole lot of any description.
Guessing
Thanks
probably
a lot,
Citra,
assholes.
Simcoe.
Thanks a lot, dickheads. No, I'm just kidding.
These guys.
I'm just kidding. These guys. The induction series, which is a whole series of hop driven ales from Bottle Logic, and you know what that makes me feel good.
Yeah.
You know me, I'm hop driven myself.
So some more.
I'm just gonna move past that, huh? All right, fine. Keep going.
You can keep going.
I'm driven by hops.
We know. We saw your bio on the website.
I like IPAs.
That's
it.
Your gas tank says IPAs only.
Yep. Got it. All right, what were you about to say,
You have a
Chris?
sticker on your truck that says IPAs.
Yeah.
Ass or
Ass, gas, or grass. Not grass. Hops, please.
hops. Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. That's what it says on your
There you
truck.
go. There you go.
Wow. So another local brewery actually opened up in Phoenix area.
We're talking about Lockhill here?
Yes,
Nice.
Which
And
we
did we nail down the pronunciation of that? Did I just hammer it?
you did. You
Sounds,
said it.
Nice.
sounds legit.
Lockhill.
Lockhill.
Yeah, Lockhill. I'm looking forward to try. I think it's right next to my house, so I'm looking forward to hopefully they make now. But they're specializing in a bunch of Scottish beers, aren't they?
Yeah, so it says a Scotch ale is a family recipe that's handed down
be
through
new for me.
generations of a Cameron of Lockhill lineage. So it actually says founded in 2015 by Ian Cameron in Mesa, Arizona. So I'm not
Nice.
sure where in Mesa at this point.
And I think he's been brewing there, but I don't think it's open to the public just yet. I think, or it may be now, but at the time of that, it was not.
Yeah, so if you want to come by the brewery before then, by all means. So opening January 31st. So
Killer. Nice.
really,
Nice.
really soon here.
Yeah, coming right up.
It'll actually be
By the time this is posted, it'll be after that.
Yeah, but it's yeah. I know. I always want to think of past tense things to say when we talk about that.
it will
Damn
have
it.
been opened.
Yeah. We went there. It was super good.
Right. Yeah, so pretty cool. I mean, nothing too crazy at this point. But yeah, another local brewery opening. Go check out. We still have to get different Oro. We still gotta get. I mean, there's a bunch of places we need to actually just
Go to.
Right.
Yeah.
And that one's right off the 60, right there on. Let's see. I was just curious.
Oh, right.
Oh, off Power and Southern. Nice. Okay, there you go.
Is that right? Yeah.
So yeah, East Mesa. It's right off the 60 in Power and Southern.
Nice.
That's nice, centrally located for that area. The clientele should be old.
So ESB. Yeah. I mean,
Speaking of old people, Brandon, you want to talk about East Mesa is apparently Tucson. So yeah, no, the Lockhill should be serving lots of old people.
I'm in West Mesa, so thank you.
Yeah.
Dick.
West Mesa.
It's a lot, probably. There's not nearly as many old folks' homes over here, probably.
I'm on the border of Tempe and Mesa, so a lot more students over
I
here.
live with a bunch of Canadians.
Eh?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Lockhill, check that out.
It's rough.
We need to check it out.
They got any brews on?
That's what we're
They got the brews on the tap list right there. What are they making?
Chris was trying to say.
Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. Ooh, they got a bitter up.
Extra special
extra spittle bitter.
extra spittle bitter. I did just probably
that sounds fucking gnarly.
Bit on the microphone,
And that's why we use our own microphones.
Dang, they got a nice ESB. Now see, Wilderness makes an ESB. They did that yeah. I figured out a way to bring up Wilderness, but they did that collab with dang, that UK brewery, and they made it that you better recognize that was a good ESB. That all that is to say, I like a good ESB. So that's nice to know.
Firestone has a good ESB, especially Nitro. That's always available for that brass tap.
What's it? Dale's makes one too, right?
Dale's
For Oscar Blues.
Oscar Blues.
Oscar Blues. Sorry, I'm always thinking of Dale's Pale Ale when I think of Oscar Blues. Yes.
See alcohol on that ESB. Tell me about it. What's the name of that beer?
It's probably about a 6%.
5.4.
Oh shit.
That's about normal though for an ESB.
Right.
Yeah, I suppose
6 is probably a high.
I don't know a damn thing.
Slightly off-white head.
Giggity.
Whoa.
This is a serious podcast, guys.
Nate,
come on.
Do you want to talk about the brewer?
I don't know anything about that guy, unfortunately, but I'm looking
Chris,
forward
do you want to talk about the brewer?
No, Nate knows about it. He's just beaten.
Yeah, I'm trying to be PC because it's not a joke. Apparently the guy is deaf, and that's cool because, you know what, it's 2017 and anybody can do anything, including opening a killer bar. So all the strength to that guy. Good for him.
Right. So Nate didn't want to talk about that he was deaf. I
didn't want to joke about the fact that he was deaf. I didn't want to make sure I want to make sure it didn't turn into a humorous thing.
I mean, he won't be listening.
First of all.
Oh,
dang.
Sorry, I had to. It was right there. Low hanging fruit. It was right there.
It's very true.
Anyway, I tried to keep it clean, so I should still be welcome at Lock Hill Brewing. Hopefully, at the end of this.
Yes, deaf people can do anything they want, Nate. Thanks for that. Yes,
they totally can do
now
turn it on me.
Jesus.
Turn it on me.
No, I thought it was actually really interesting that he was deaf and that he actually started a business, and that people that think that that's a big handicap, and
I'm sure this guy feels that it's not, and that's good for him.
Right. I have a cousin that's deaf, and he does everything you think a person would do. He does all the time too. So it's not like it's this crazy disability that it's just, again, like you said, I like that he's deaf and that he opened a brewery.
Absolutely.
Cheers to that guy.
Cheers to that guy.
But I don't want to go not mention it.
Yeah, Brandon's making it weird.
Brandon's joke was great though. Sorry. Usually it's Nate that has.
He has a friend who could be listening.
Nate usually has the bad jokes.
Yeah, I know. Right. I've said some bad ones.
So what else is going on, guys?
I'm not sure off the top, Chris. What's next on the agenda, buddy?
I don't know. I sent you an email.
Are we? Ooh, you know what? Don't drink any Sierra Nevada brews made past December 5th to like January 6th or something like that.
That's exactly what I was going to bring up.
Got a bunch of glass in them. You're going to die.
Well, it's not actually glass in the bottles. It's the bottles themselves. They were made with a lesser quality glass. And when you're opening them, there's a chance that the glass could chip off and fall into the beer. So it's not actually the
and then you
beer.
Got to consciously make a decision to now drink that beer or not.
Well, they've recalled over 8 different types of Sierra Nevada beers.
They recalled a shit ton of beer.
Yeah,
I believe I looked at the invoice. It just said shit ton.
Well, at least over 8 different types, including the staple of the
good on
Pale
them.
Ale.
And good on them.
But yeah, I mean, for a big company like Sierra Nevada to own up to that, that's huge. It's going to be a hit in their bottom line, but. You rather, let's see, it says 1 in every 10,000 bottles was wanted to, but this could occur in 1 in every 10,000 bottles, but they wanted to take precautions to prevent injuries from happening. So obviously, you don't want somebody
just didn't
drinking.
want us to sue the shit out of them. I'd like to drink one of those glass shard beers right about now.
Yeah. That would not be
we
good.
can make that happen.
Let's go out and find some.
But I mean,
Sierra Nevada and get paid.
Yeah, that's a big time frame between December 5th and January 13th for the beers that went out. It affected 36 states.
Oh no, they were shipping a shit ton of beer in that amount of time.
We are not on that list.
We are not on that list.
Damn. No easy payday for us. Although you just got to drink some glass shards.
It's everything on the East Coast. It looks like mid, south, and East Coast: Alabama, Arkansas, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Iowa.
It came out of their Mills River facility,
so on the East Coast.
Right.
So Just be careful if you're drinking Sierra Nevada.
Open
get
that-
it off tap.
Don't open the bottle like an asshole, and if you notice it breaks, don't drink it unless you want to make a lot of money.
Don't use your teeth.
Oh,
to
they
open the bottle.
recalled it, so you probably can't sue them anymore.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah,
They
That was-
released a
that
national,
was safe.
that
was a safe call.
thing on it. They did list the bottle dates, on the side. In the article, they show where you can find the bottle dates, and make sure that you're not drinking.
They just lost that. They just lost that scholarship that they opened up for that school.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
they just
Look at
lost.
that. Hey guys, remember
that money.
remember we had that money for that scholarship?
Brewer fired.
right.
Also, 8 million Cuisinart food processors were recalled too, in case you're wondering.
Good.
Ooh,
Two. No.
food processors. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I like to use one of those when I need to gum some carrots. Chop them all up.
For your baby or for you?
No, me. She gets them too, I guess, but it's for me.
You just baby birder.
Yeah, one bite for me, one bite for her. Perfect.
Split pea.
Yeah, no, like a bird. Yeah, I regurgitate it for her.
Gulp.
So yeah, and again, coming back around to tasting on the Recursion now that we've all had a few sips off of it. It's a super good beer. And you know what? Even at, what's this percentage on this?
I think 6.5.
6.5, even at a lighter beer, I mean, it's still got that, I don't know, it's just got the nice resiny kind of smell to it off the top. It smells good, and it drinks really well, too. And like I said, it's straight, clean, amber, no haziness to it whatsoever. Really good looking beer and tasting beer, more importantly.
Indeed.
Very much so. What else is going on?
You know what? You're looking at it as far as I'm concerned.
Nate's content just drinking.
I was supposed to write a article about the Yyote Pale Ale. But you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and encompass it in a nice little blurb. It sucks. It fucking blows. And I love the Coyotes, and I love Gila River Arena, and I fucking love Santan Brewing. But you know what? The amount of hibiscus they had to must have pumped into that fucking beer to make it have a pink head. The beer pours red, a little on the pink side, and then the head is what you would think is white. It's all pink. It's all pink. And it just smells so deep of hibiscus and just a flowery taste on it.
Are you sure it's not food coloring?
Yeah, honestly, you'd think that by looking at it, Brandon. You really would. It sucks ass.
Like drinking perfume.
Yeah, it sucks. So at least, thankfully, with that partnership for the Coyotes, they got the Moon Juice. They got, they got their Hef on now. They've got a bunch of good beers, thankfully, through Santan. But unfortunately, I don't think that Yyote Pale is going to keep going because I think it fucking blows. Yep, that's about it. Honestly, hey, just throwing out a little review there for a beer. This is a beer-related podcast, so I figured I was
Nate's
safe.
not going to be writing that article.
No, it's not article worthy. I've been twice now. 3 times. I had a beer each time, and it did not. I did not like it. My wife hates it.
I want to just have
And I
an
actually trust her
article
opinion on beer.
that says it fucking sucks. That's literally just the image.
It's pale. Don't fucking do it.
Yeah. Oh my god. Another Nate quote of the week.
Yeah, honestly, I get what they were trying to do, and like I said, because of the fact that they've got that in there, they've got some other good, Santan brews, but they need to rethink that one. They should have just made a red ale. I get it; they're trying to go for the Coyotes, the red. When you go to a hockey game, it's the red moon rising. When they're bringing the guys out,
It's better than the Red Sea rising.
the Red Sea rising, the Red Sea parting. But honestly, they lost the
Cardinals
hibiscus
fans.
on that red ale. I mean, they should have just done a nice deep red ale. Yeah, that's my opinion. That's my 2 cents on it. So
Good to know.
So anyway, if you're out there having enjoyed a hockey game, the Yyote Pale Ale blew ass for me.
If you go out to Glendale to enjoy
If
hockey.
you have the ability,
It is
to
actually
drive
on
4
tap a lot
fucking
of places
hours.
around.
Is it really?
Yeah, they started tapping it at a lot of places now.
Skip it.
They couldn't get rid of it.
Yeah,
Yeah, they couldn't sell it fast enough. Yeah.
skip that one.
This beer's gonna go bad. Yeah, Jesus.
Yep. So that's a one beer review. If you're asking for some things from me, but other than that, that's all I got.
Excellent. So, what is the status of our homebrew, Nate?
Of the homebrew, we just racked off from first fermentation, the 6-gallon carboy. We just racked to the secondary to a 5-gallon carboy and got rid of just what it must have been, just a shit ton of trube, whatever they call it there. I forget, all the leftover hops, the nastiness. I mean, it was a ton, but it filled a 5-gallon carboy perfectly.
Excellent.
Smells good. We're gonna be dry hopping it in like 4 days, and then we'll be 10 days away from bottling.
Very cool.
Yep. So we'll be drinking it. We should be drinking it on a Hoppy Craftsmen episode sometime in February, mid to late February.
Very cool.
good.
Yep. Enjoyed it.
Sweet. Good stuff, man.
Yep.
Brian, what you got?
Well, I guess you guys know I'm a runner, so I just have my recent half marathon, and so I'm
bird.
I'm what?
You're like a baby bird. You got the lungs of a baby bird. Which
just
to me,
because I don't breathe heavily into the microphone.
Exactly.
Nate.
Yeah, that's it. It's got nothing to do with your capacity. I know. I guess your lung capacity should be really good, and I don't know what a bird's capacity is. But
I'm like, wait, do birds have good lung
fuck
capacity?
you.
Sorry, Nate.
Baby birds have very strong lungs.
We were chatting about this earlier,
Very strong.
and Nate tends to breathe heavily into the microphone. So anyway, I had my recent half marathon, and it got me kind of into runner's mode. Not that I'm not always in running mode, but right after the half marathon. Yeah, are you?
Oh yeah.
What's your PR?
Run into the bathroom.
PR. Oh, personal record.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Around where? Around my house.
Yeah.
Quite good. Couple minutes.
From my car to my front door.
Anyway,
Yeah.
seconds.
Sorry, Brandon. Continue.
So no, I was in running mode and started following a lot of different runners on Instagram after the race.
Just fun.
But came across a couple different Instagram followers that are beer based. One of which is I Run on Beer, and they reposted one of my pictures that I had posted with my medals for the half marathon and a beer that I had posted. And so it was cool to have a little kickback and repost for that. But then they also posted another picture of a shirt that says...
I almost had a sneeze and I handled it, and you motherfuckers had to keep looking at me like I just did something crazy.
I thought he was going to throw up on your floor.
I had to cover my nose, my whole face, not to sneeze.
I thought you were breathing away
You
from
guys
the
had to
microphone.
fucking ruin it. We nailed
He's
it.
going to chocolate rain this shit.
I didn't ruin anything. You had to call me out.
Anyways, but another post that they had was a shirt that says "We'll run for beer," and it's actually a pretty cool shirt. I just actually had it delivered in the mail today. That I purchased one.
I actually like that shirt.
It's the will. The I for the will has a Pilsner glass.
Nice.
And the for I will run for hops run for beer is a hop actually. So
That's a nice green shirt too. I love green. I like the way that one looks.
Yeah, it's a
Should post a link for that when we're done.
Kelly green shirt, white lettering, all of it. So I had to give a shout out to Brewer Shirts, which is the Instagram feed that I follow that actually sells the shirts. It's not just for running shirts, but they do have different types of running and other like CrossFit. We'll run for CrossFit. We'll run for yoga. We'll run for different things.
CrossFit. I bet there's a couple of douchey people who'd like to buy that shirt.
They have one that says "We'll run for a burrito."
No, not for you, Chris.
Trademarked.
Do they have a shirt that says "We'll not run, but we'll walk briskly"?
They do have some zombie style shirts, though. Not to throw shade to the beer zombie, but
Here's one from Nate. It says, "My blood type is IPA
plus.
Nice.
Yeah. But really cool shirts, men's, women's. They have tees, long sleeves, tank tops, even work shirts. So like Dickie style shirts with beer logos on them.
What's the web address on that one?
This is beershirts.com.
Nice.
I'm sorry, brewershirts.com.
Shirts, yeah.
We'll have to post that link up.
Yeah, but they also have
Chris.
barware, so glassware, bar towels, growler bags, koozies, openers, shadow boxes, and stickers. So their logo or their slogan is "Life is short, drink good beer." It's very true.
I agree.
Can't
I actually
beat
like
it.
that.
So
Is that the sticker that I was like?
that's the sticker that came with my shirt. So yeah, just in running mode, found a running shirt based on other beer shirts, and was really kind of geeked up about it.
I have a Cthulhu shirt that has his tentacles out there, and he's actually holding a beer.
Nice. Yeah,
Just the side of his tentacles.
They have a sloth
sweet.
holding
That's
a
sweet.
beer.
I'm not looking at anything. I don't have an iPad or a laptop in front of me, so I'm just going to agree and say that looks really cool.
Let's look over here.
Ooh, wow. I can't see anything of that from here, but I bet it's all really nice.
They actually have a bacon shirt, which has nothing to do with beer.
Can you see this? Oh, yeah, you can.
Oh,
There
I
you go.
see it.
They have a shirt that just says barley and hops and water and yeast. So,
And what does that make?
beer.
beer.
They have a monkey drinking a beer shirt, a lobster drinking a beer shirt, like I said, a penguin drinking a beer shirt.
Jesus.
Sloth.
Insert your animal here.
Wow,
Beer
they really
drinker.
wanted to cover it all.
Right. You know.
What kind of animal you want drinking a beer? We can make that. No problem.
Beer snob shirts. There's one actually that said, "We'll brew for beer." So that would be a good one for you.
That's awkward.
You're going to brew your own beer.
Yeah, exactly. That's I don't need to brew somebody else's beer. Yeah, no, that's a good.
But
beer shirts.
Just a new little company I came across on Instagram after my running. You know.
And while we're talking about shirts,
yeah,
will this be the last episode before we actually attend and record again for Strong Beer Fest?
I don't know,
Christopher.
Yes,
it is. Well, then be looking out for your Hoppy Craftsmen podcasters in the Hoppy Craftsmen t-shirts that Chris is rocking right now.
wearing it. You guys can see
You're
me.
walking it.
What?
Yep. This is Nate's brainchild. Chris did the work. All right. Maybe we'll work together on it a little bit.
We'd call it collaboration.
Yeah.
Collabro.
I just put I was going to say, I just put myself ahead of everybody else, and then I figure y'all just falling behind. No, okay. All right. Fine. Chris.
Collabro Nate.
No, me and Chris worked together on that shirt. Brandon came up with some good stuff today, by the way. There's some stuff in the works for the Hoppy Craftsmen logos moving forward. But yeah, watch out for the Hoppy Craftsmen podcast t-shirts at the Strong Beer Fest.
I think we should.
Because they're going to be rocking them.
We make some pins.
I know. Now we need to make something
Stickers.
like. I was going to say stickers. Something to hand people when they're like, "Oh, we fucking hate your podcast." Love it.
Have a sticker.
Excuse me, love it. They love it.
And we sticker their car.
Yeah.
Right on the
get some
bumpers.
really good big stickers for those people.
Windshield.
Right on their windshield. Right, and it just shreds as they try to take it off. Perfect. So yeah,
They're very cheap stickers. That's
yeah.
what you're saying.
Keep an eye out for the Hoppy Craftsmen at the Strong Beer Fest. They're going to be all wearing some killer shirts.
Yes. Very cool, man. So, speaking of Instagram, there was actually an article, and actually a lot of. So we actually follow a lot of female beer lovers on Instagram.
Nice.
And we actually have
Not just female beer lovers, but all beer lovers.
Well, beer lovers in general, but-
Female ones tend to be a little bit more fun to follow.
yeah, they're always good to look at.
Fuck you guys. You know what? I like to follow people who are always pouring out some nice, juicy, hazy beers. I'm not worried about what's behind the camera. Just the beer. Just want the beer.
It's because your wife listens to this podcast.
Yeah, right.
Hi, Caitlin.
I don't
Anyways.
ever look at other women.
I appreciate. Well, but here's the thing: is that you know, your wife loves craft beer,
them. Yes,
right?
absolutely.
And that's really nice, right? Because you guys can plan things around craft beer. So.
There's a lot of women who really like good beer, and that's always fun to enjoy.
It's nice to actually have, you know, and it's enjoyable to actually have people that like drink craft beer. Men, women, it doesn't make a difference.
Occasionally, do they slip a beer bottle between their boobs and take a photo for Instagram? Yes.
Are you complaining?
Yes.
No.
But so they actually, Men's Health actually did a 30 female beer lovers you must follow on Instagram. And actually going through the list, we actually follow a couple of these, which is really cool. So
I should be on this list.
A shout out to them. I mean, there's some
Shouldn't
really
be
cool
female.
people.
It should be just be beer lovers in general.
That-
And we should be on it. Hoppy Craftsmen should be on it. Men's Health, if you're listening, this is bullshit. It's
Nate's new article.
Because you
2017, men and women can do anything.
Because you are the epitome of men's health right here. Sorry,
I'm the epitome of something.
At least one of us runs half marathons.
It says Maximus
Yeah,
Body
Chris.
right here. So I mean that's pretty.
Maximus Body. Hey, whatever. Fuck it. If we're reading articles on Men's Health, we have an issue to begin with.
They have good recipes.
Whatever.
That's why I read Maxim too. That's why I read Playboy.
Yeah, exactly. I just like to read it for the articles. Just like the articles. No, but doesn't Playboy not actually do nude photos anymore?
Not in their magazine.
Yeah, it's
just
Brandon's
online.
fully fucking aware of this information.
Just online, man.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
I am single.
Jesus.
That's true. That's true. I'm not. I'm not single, and you know, hey, whatever. Never mind. I'm gonna get myself some trouble here.
You're welcome.
So some sad news. You guys want about that?
Ooh.
Anheuser-Busch acquires Karbach.
Ooh, Karbach. I really had loved all their beers.
No, you didn't. They're from Texas.
Oh, sorry.
I hate Texas anyways, but
Bye, Karbach.
That was great, Nate.
Bye, Karbach.
yeah.
Never heard of them. Hey, you know what? InBev's got to buy. You know, and this is something I was thinking about. I didn't want to necessarily bring it up, but now that you brought that up, I feel like I can transition to it.
Let's do it.
Craft beer. That's it. That's out. I mean, we're almost done with craft beer. Craft beer is almost Budweiser. It's independent beer now, boys.
I heard that. That's right.
Honestly, it's independent beer now.
Right. You have to be independent.
Yeah, on it.
Indie beer.
And you know what? I know. I'm sure a lot of people would think of that as a pretty douchey term to come up with, but you know what? I agree with it. With the way the InBev's buying out these breweries, it's nice to know. You know, independent brewing, independent beer is now the new craft beer. That's what you're going to be hearing a lot. You're going to be hearing it more and more.
I mean, it's just the evolution of craft beer in general, right? So when they first started, it was not craft beer; it was micro beer, right? Micro versus macro,
right.
And then nobody wanted to be called micro because our beers aren't small, right? We want to actually have a bigger beer, So let's not call ourselves micro. We're craft beer now. Done. Now, like you said, I think it's going to be this thing where where do you go with? People talk about, oh, well, this company owns a percent in your company, and they own
we're talking
this.
about Lagunitas. It's craft beer. We're talking about all these beers that Gordon Beers. It's craft beer. No, it's sure, fine. That's craft beer, but it's not independent beer.
Right.
It's not bottle logic. You know what I mean? It's not Belching Beaver, at least as far as I know. I don't know a ton about Belching Beaver, but as far as I know, they don't have any partnership with InBev. It's not these breweries that are doing it on their own. And I guess you could even call Stone still independent. I mean, really, I can't think of any. I mean, they're huge, though.
They're huge.
Yeah.
And that's probably why they're.
And you've got to have a way to decipher between Stone and Lock Heel. Right. You know what I mean? Like between these tip top huge craft beers to teeny tiny guys.
Yeah. And that's probably why Greg Cole, broke off of Stone as owner and CEO to invent
he's got a lot of work to do, and he's going to be
he established Craft First, which is basically its own entity that will allow him or his company Craft First to continue to buy up these smaller craft breweries to allow them to be independent, to be on their own, as opposed to being bought up by the big boy. It's a fine
line to walk, though.
It's a
fine line to walk, though.
At some point, it's like, what's the line between independent and craft? It's
right now it's a big money. Right, it's InBev, right? It's Anheuser-Busch.
It's who you sell it to, or it's how you can distribute.
True. And how you distribute all, because like we were saying, Stone's so big, it's hard not to look at them as standing shoulder to shoulder for someplace like InBev. I know they don't as far as money and just sheer volume spent.
But when you look at it, Boston or Sam Adams is a craft brewery.
No, fuck that. I mean,
but
honestly,
they are though.
I mean, I know you're right.
Sam Adams is a craft brewery,
and but that's wrong.
But they have their own. They
I love their commercial.
They broke off and they have Boston Beer Co. So they're under their own bubble,
which is still commercialized as shit. Though I mean, I've drank in Boston Beer Company because I've gone through Boston Airport a million effing times in my life, and it's okay stuff. It's not bad, but I mean. Just like I said, I love Samuel Adams' commercial when they deliver like a fresh brew to every office at the end of the commercial. Like, Friday's beer day.
Yeah,
I would like to work at Samuel Adams if they delivered beer to me every day.
I mean, you could go work for freaking Yelp, and they have a beer cart that goes walking around on Fridays.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to go push a fucking beer cart.
Oh, I didn't say you'd be pushing it, but
I just follow it. Okay, all right.
With your skill set, you might be worth pushing.
But no, I mean, it is like to be craft beer, you have to be independent. So it's basically a double-edged sword. Like you don't want to lose your identity. Like, what do you consider Four Peaks now?
Oh, they're InBev.
Right. Well, so
in my head, but the thing is, don't get me wrong. I mean, okay, that's rude. They're not necessarily InBev, but like, what do you have to put these breweries like Lagunitas, you have to put them in the category now. They've got big money behind them.
Mm-hmm. Right. I think that's what the underlying thing is. You have to actually have some way to differentiate the people that actually have big business backing them versus independent
these
brewers.
Guys with 15 barrel setups in their small breweries.
Right.
Cellar Maker, Noble, Monkish,
8-Bit,
Smog,
SBC.
I mean, the list is nonstop of these guys with their own inclusive setups. And you know what? I want to drink that beer.
Right.
Just inherently, I want to drink that beer more than I ever want to drink a beer that I'm behind a company. Even like you said, Stone, if they're buying up these small breweries, they weren't making it for a reason 9 times out of 10, I would think, in my personal opinion.
Well, it's not Stone, but it's Greg Kolsch, the founder
you
of
understand
Stone.
what I mean.
Yeah, I do.
Greg Kolsch is Stone. I mean, but we're totally on the same page. I'm with you there. Yeah. He had to leave out his position so that they can do what they want to do.
Right.
Absolutely.
So he could continue craft beer and allow it to be its own thing.
Absolutely. And that's FNA, right? That's awesome. Fucking A. But I mean, I just think that at a certain point, if you're doing it on your own, if you're doing it wilderness style, if you're doing it 8-bit style, if you're doing it, hopefully Lockheed is successful. If you're doing it that style, you're independent and you're a little bit different than these craft breweries that aren't doing it independent anymore.
Right. I mean, but at least with Stone.
And like I said, I know that's kind of an elitist way to look at it.
I think one of the major reasons a lot of these smaller places either sell out, that aren't just strictly in it for the money, they're actually in it for craft, is that they want to be able to expand their brand and become bigger, but they don't want to do it slowly. Right. And so that's why a lot of them actually sell out to the bigger backers, is because they're like, hey, they're going to let us do our own thing. We can expand, go from. They're
let you do your own thing until they don't let you do your own thing.
Right. And that's what it comes down to. And I think that's what, at least with Stone, you have something that actually is a craft brewer that will understand, hey, you know what? We don't need to get into your business. You can do your own business and whatever.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. If I had to choose a buyer, I'd take
Right.
Stone all day long, because that's a company that's actually not only buying a beer for a logo, and you can't ever think that InBev's not buying beer for a logo.
Right. They're buying the brand.
They're buying a brand, and they're buying the ability to take that beer and put it into their commercial locations.
Well, they're trying to buy back their market share.
Exactly.
That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to buy back their market share.
They want to put. They know that when they own Carbach in Texas, that wherever Carbach's at and people like that brewery, they've got that share back.
It's that shelf space that they're buying back.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the grocery
no,
market.
I totally agree. And you know what? Good for them. They got to make a company, but I mean,
I won't be drinking them.
No, yeah. I mean, there are no Four Peaks brews I'll drink.
No,
there are none.
And that's the hard part too. It's like,
besides the pumpkin porter, and I like it.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
But I don't like any of that.
That's the hard part. No, it's fine. That's the hard part too. Is when we're talking about Arizona Craft Beer Week here, or Beer Week in general, Four Peaks is hosting events that week too. But they're
thank you.
They're not.
I'm sure they'll be the less billed, right?
Yeah, they're not listed on the AZ Craft Beer site. They're doing a Girl Scout beer pairing, which that sounds pretty cool. But
for the Girl Scouts,
Girl Scout. It is that season
for the money for them. Absolutely,
Girl Scout cookies everywhere right now. But
tap and bottle during AZ Beer Week is going to be nuts to butts, because those are independent breweries making independent killer beer.
Right.
So I mean, like you said, yeah, absolutely. Four Peaks has got the things going on, but you got to imagine there are going to be a little less people go there. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, Four Peaks still makes good food. I like a good restaurant.
Yeah,
and that's why I haven't been to Four Peaks in years. After they carded my brother-in-law and they wouldn't let us in, and he was fucking 20. So I had to those.
It is right next to a college campus, so they had to police it somewhat. But at the same time,
you got to watch
when you have
10-year-olds
a family going
in
in
the patio. You got to watch 10-year-olds. And I'm 30 years old, taking my wife and my son-in-law, my brother-in-law out. That's a personal problem with Four Peaks, and that's me in a nutshell. But their beer. It is not going to draw me out.
That's
a lot of people, I think.
Right. Well, that's why they were bought up by InBev, was for Arizona. Grocery space.
Oh yeah.
Arizona. So Four Peaks could be that added
to getting into the market. Yeah.
Of
getting into the market and to getting into people who are just getting into drinking good beer. Hey, if you told me, hey, I drink Bud Light every day of my life, I'd tell you to go buy a Four Peaks beer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Still a cut above.
Sure. But it's still contributing back to it.
It is. It's still contributing to the bullshit InBev's doing.
I'd probably try to convert them first to craft beer.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily start with Four Peaks. But you know what? Yeah. If they're like, hey, I'm going to buy some kilt lifter instead of a Bud Light today, I'm like, hey, good job,
attaboy.
Man. Good job, dude.
It's a gateway beer.
That's a little better.
Gateway beer.
It's a gateway beer.
So yeah, they says they own 19 breweries now. So
do they?
Yeah.
In Arizona?
No, well, just in general.
So,
InBev does. So Goose Island, Blue Point, 10 Barrel, Legion, Golden Road, Virtue Cider.
And they're tanking Goose Island, by the way.
Right. Four Peaks,
they're
Breckenridge
driven
Brewery,
that straight into the ground.
Devil's Backbone, and Spike Seltzer.
So if we're looking for any idea of what can happen, look at Goose Island. It's a joke now.
Isn't St. Archer on that list?
They're actually owned
St.
by.
Archer is actually got who they bought out by.
Oh, Coors.
Coors
Okay.
Miller.
Coors Miller.
And you know what?
Which Coors Miller's got bought out by
InBev.
InBev.
And let's talk about a case.
And they're
in
all
point.
owned out of Germany.
Right.
Hey, you know what? Here's where the hypocritical comes in on my part, because you know what? I won't. You hand me a St. Archer beer, I'm not gonna say, oh, "Get out of here." I'll take it.
Right, but I mean, again,
But you know what? They haven't changed their double IPAs. They haven't changed what I like.
it's a matter of time, right?
But
That's what
you won't go out of your way to buy it.
Oh, I'll go out of my way to buy St. Archer. I really will. I will.
then.
Oh yeah. No, I was at City Wine the other day. I was like, "You got the St. Archer 6-packs?" Because I love the double IPA from them. It's just the way it is.
Their Mosaic is
You make a
pretty
good
but I
beer.
mean-
The Mosaic IPA. You like it. You like it. You know.
Well, again, and we talked about they're still craft beer, right? They're still making craft
They're
beer.
just not
They're just not independent.
They're just not
and
independent.
that's the whole
All right.
root of this conversation.
It brings
right?
it back around.
Yeah, you like that? You like it? A whole big fucking circle of that. It's just, I think that's where you're going to be at in the next, few years. That it's not going to be craft beer anymore. We're not going to be doing hashtag craft beer. It's going to be hashtag independent beer, because that's. I mean, and at the root of it, it's what you want to support. Like I said, fuck it. If you like the Kilt Lifter, enjoy the beer. If you like St. Archer, don't look where the money's going. Drink it. But if you also like to support these beers, like Bottle Logic, if you enjoy these Surly, I don't know who owns Surly, but that's our next taster coming up.
Surly does.
Yeah, Surly owns that. If you want to drink a beer and support who's going to be brewing that beer, there's options.
Yeah.
So think about it.
So yeah, we are drinking. Was it the Coffee Bender from Surly, which is a beer with coffee added.
It is super. It's really
It's a nice brown ale with coffee.
Clean. No, there's some coffee involved in this.
Their tagline is "Beer for a mug from a can."
Mm-hmm.
Smells like the coffee grounds. Like I just got done brewing a pot of coffee.
So 5.1, 45 IBUs.
Nice little Folger style, or because you've ever brewed a cup of coffee in your life.
Brewed it for my dad.
Yeah,
that's honestly the only person I brewed coffee for, and it does. It smells like the wet grounds after you get done with the brew.
Yeah. So they did a cold extraction.
Cold brew style.
Yep, cold brew to actually remove the coffee flavor.
It's got that coffee stringent taste to it, really, but it's good. What's a percentage on it?
Finish your day or start your day with it. That's the only
start
dilemma.
I like that.
So, sorry, what was you say?
Percentage?
5.1.
5.1. Man, no heavy hitters tonight.
Nothing too crazy.
No heavy hitter. We have to fix that.
No,
weeks.
we got a full day ahead of us tomorrow, brother.
Yeah, so we're
That's
actually
true. We got to do a lot of beers tomorrow.
So Nate just had his 30th birthday.
I did. I just had my 30th.
Happy birthday, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, even though I missed.
You missed it
again.
Caitlin fucked it up.
It's okay, Caitlin. I was sick anyway.
No, I had a birthday breakfast, and we're gonna be doing a beer share tomorrow with all the Hoppy Craftsmen present.
Hoppy Craftsmen will
three.
all be there, plus some other contributors, and we're going to be drinking some amazing beers tomorrow.
We'll be doing photos. We'll make sure we get some tastings if we can. There's gonna be a lot of food going on. I'm doing some carnitas tacos.
Right on.
So we're gonna be doing a beer tasting. That was the problem with tonight's beer tasting. We didn't know what to bring, but
I'll bring napkins.
But me and Chris managed to get together mentally and both bring a Bottle Logic brew. Yeah. But yeah,
it's been other than the Surly, it's been a Southern California to kind of.
It has. Where's Surly out of?
Minnesota.
Ooh,
Minnesota.
Nice.
So yeah, actually,
I like the coffee bender. I forget what logo they're mimicking here, but it's good. It's a good looking.
So I had the pleasure of going to actually Surly middle of last year, May or so. Their brewery, I would say this, besides Stone, it is probably one of the best visits of a brewery I've ever been to.
Nice.
It's very cool. It's very clean. It's very structural wise. It's so you have this kind of normal conception of going to a brewery. It's like when we're driving around California. It's this. It's like, oh, are we in a warehouse district? Yeah, it seems right. Oh, it's parking horrible. Yeah, that sounds about right. To go to a place like Surly or like Stone, where they have great parking. They actually have, the place is open. They have giant tables. It's cafeteria style seating inside, and it's huge. And they actually have an area for beer dinners they do, and you actually have a giant glass wall like Stone does. You can see into the brewery.
That's killer.
And then you actually a huge bar, and along the side, if you want a taster or just get a beer, you can come up and actually just order beer at the side too, and not have to.
Nice.
Outside's got a giant patio with fireplaces, which we didn't think we were going to need. And then 5 minutes after the sun went down, we all were huddling around it. Yeah, it was like people were wearing shorts and tank tops playing fucking frisbee fucking disc golf, and we're like huddled around a goddamn campfire
in Minnesota.
I'm like freezing my ass off. So, it was really nice. It was a cool location. It was a very good place to get a beer.
I like check it out.
And
good.
Food was nice. Food was good too. It was very artisanal.
I'll be in Chicago
Brewing.
in July, so I'm going to be on the lookout for some Surly beer
You're gonna be
for
in
sure.
Chicago. There's a few new breweries out in Chicago. We'll have to talk before you head out.
Whatever, dude.
I have
Floyds.
that will be one of the ones I'm on the lookout
There's
for.
new ones though. You gotta watch these new breweries, man. Besides the fact that they open every friggin' day, but there's some new ones out there too.
Oh yeah, I follow Thrillist on Facebook and Instagram and everything, and they do the top beers or bars or whatever from each place, and Chicago's one of them. So I'm gonna be checking that place out before I head there in Chicago in July for my next half marathon actually.
Nice.
Definitely be looking out for some Surly when I'm back there.
Yeah,
and I might have to check a bag, even though I will be traveling light, just to bring some beers back.
No, just to bring the tasting on it back real quick though. The Surly, but the coffee bender. That's good. That's good stuff. I like that.
Nice.
The fresh brewed, keep it cold. No, it's a good coffee tasting beer.
Chicago definitely has some good places, man. There's some really good beer bars down there. Liquor store. There's a bunch of liquor stores all over the place too that have a great selection of beers. All over. So
I've been plotting them out already. So
good man.
Hop Leaf's there.
That place was amazing, and actually a really good sushi place right across the. So it's hilarious. It's like a triangle. There's a sushi bar across the street that's really good. That is BYOB. You can actually don't serve liquor or anything, but you can bring something in. And then right on the corner from Hop Leaf, so it's like, here's a liquor store. You guys can't see my hands. Liquor store kind of to the north, sushi to the south.
His hands are about a foot away from each other.
Opposite side of the street, it's Hop
And
Leaf.
a foot away from that.
And then it's like 4 lanes. But you can go to the liquor store, is right there.
Real close to each other.
Oh, real close.
Yeah,
and they
nice.
have just freaking tons of Three Floyds, freaking just
Sweet.
on and on and on of all the good beers they have.
Killer.
So, Hop Leaf was awesome. Definitely hit that place up.
I will be trying to hit up as much as I can in between running a half marathon.
Yeah.
So
Just run the Hop Leaf, man.
Whatever, dude.
Just run the Hop Leaf.
that's my life. That's my life. But actually, a little bit of a segue of that. I did actually just register for another half marathon outside of the rock and roll marathon series that I do. So I'm actually going to be doing 4 half marathons this summer or this year. The one I just registered for is actually another local one here in Arizona, put on by Craft Classic, or it's called the Craft Classic. It's put on by Roadrunner Sports, who is a local running shoe company.
Nice.
But the basis behind it is there's 3 half marathons: Phoenix, San Diego, and Seattle, and they all partner with a craft brewery. So at the end of it, you get a craft beer.
Oh.
Nice.
So for the one here in Phoenix in October, you get a Huss beer at the end. So they've partnered with Huss Brewing. San Diego, they've partnered with Green Flash.
Ooh.
And Seattle, they've partnered with Red Hook.
Cool.
Yeah. So
Nice.
it's actually a little bit different. I mean, I've mentioned before,
I hope it's a big beer.
if
If it ends a long run, I hope it's a big beer.
I've seen them, it's, probably the normal 16 ounce
That's
plastic
good.
cup
Not
of
bad.
beer. Only about 1,000 runners or so,
Right.
not the 10,000 that I ran with.
And I bet they'll do a brew
the
for
half
it too.
marathon. I don't, it doesn't say which beer.
Yeah.
I saw pictures from last year's, and it was a lighter beer, so I can imagine it. nothing too hoppy.
Yeah.
Probably, maybe coffee kolsch.
Right.
Huss does the coffee kolsch that we've had on the show previously. Really intriguing because it is running and beer. Kind of like the shirt I was mentioning earlier about craft beer or beer and running. So just kind of good correlation
Real
of the
run
two.
for beer.
And the fact that they partner with a craft brewery like Huss as opposed to the Rock and Roll Marathon where you get a Michelob Ultra at the end of it. Just a little bit
Water
more
beer.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to be drinking enough water during the race. And after
you're
the race.
hydrated enough.
I don't need
as it is.
I don't need a Mick Ultra, but if they can give us a good craft beer, so fun little
The Craft Classic.
the Craft Classic. And
Sweet.
It's only partnered with 3 cities: Seattle,
That's
San
cool.
Diego, and Phoenix currently.
That's cool.
But should be fun.
Makes me want to run.
Does it?
Kind of.
Does it though?
Not really. Makes me want to watch you run. Also, not really.
You're welcome to come to Fountain Hills and watch me run anytime.
Perfect.
Can I donate my time at the end of the marathon to hand out the beers?
Donut. You can
That'd be
donut
like-
your time.
You can
Like,
volunteer.
Yeah. That works too. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna donate my time at the end of the marathon, dicks.
You said donut.
No, I said donate.
Milk. Anyway, he can donate his time. He can polish up those brews, hand them off to people as they come in.
They'll probably be 12 ounces later. But yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Fucking
Just a
cool.
little sip off.
It'll be the last try to donate my time.
Suck a little zibble.
Absolutely.
Anyways, bitches. So,
Yeah, hit us with this next one, bro.
What's last?
What's last on this? So recently it was the kind of the anniversary of the first canned beer in America. So it was like a couple days ago. It was like basically it was February sometime, 1935. The first canned beer.
A good year.
Yeah, right. Ooh, 35.
It's a good vintage.
But Kruger's finest.
I was
beer.
gonna say, does it say who the first can was?
Yeah.
Kruger's finest beer.
Yeah, and Kruger's Cream Ale.
Ooh, I'd like to open up a can from 1935.
Richmond, Virginia.
Nice.
Yeah.
Kruger's was a grocery store.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I wonder if they brewed their own for their grocery store.
I'm guessing so, right? It was. I've actually been to a Kruger's back home.
Yeah.
all the time. So
absolutely.
It said 91% of the drinkers approve of the can. They like the can.
They like the can.
91%.
What was in the can may have been
What are those
questionable.
9% were a bunch of assholes.
Ooh. Was it
It's 1935. Be easily impressed.
9.1 beer drinkers out of 10?
Yeah. Ooh, this can sucks. Well, it's 1935, so why don't you give us a fucking break? All right.
It had to look better than ham. I mean, just putting
yeah.
that out there.
Yeah, no kidding.
Ham.
They also serve that too. Don't worry.
Yeah, okay, all right.
They
All right.
serve ham and beer.
So what was it? The 80th anniversary of that?
Is it really?
Something like that. Yeah, it was
35.
35.
And canned beer couldn't be any stronger. All these immediate releases you see online, all these releases you see them doing, it's canned beer.
Of the 4 beers we had tonight, one was a can. So 1 out of 4
That's true.
beers.
I guess it's not immediate. A million of them, but I follow a lot of my independent breweries, these craft breweries online, and they're always doing cans now.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, we talked about that as I think
Sustainability.
more people are coming back to cans. I mean, that's
Absolutely.
stigma's going away. So
What beer can if you're trying to get a beer out quick and you've got the ability, they got a lot of these. The labels on beer cans now are friggin' awesome all the time. All these different. The ones we brought back from California, the ones Monkish are doing, the Biggie. All these really cool labels. So
right, I mean, you have a more flexibility with a can compared to actually a bottle. So either you do a label or you have to do a screen
it
print.
changes in a minute, right? Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
It's really
Whatever
easy.
you want to do. So yeah, hey, 80th anniversary of the can. Thank you, Kruger's.
It's funny. It actually says some of the reason why they're easy to stock, they were more durable, and they took less time to chill.
Perfect.
Boom.
It's like all things that are good today,
it's
right?
Like a Coors
None
Light.
has changed.
It's like a Coors Light can. If you can just get like the mountains that turn blue when it's cold. Thank you, Kruger's, for starting that.
And then pour it down the sink.
yeah,
Drain
it's
pour.
nice. It's cold. It's just perfect.
Just good enough to clean my drain.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks, Coors.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Well, on that note.
Perfect. It was a good one, guys.
It was.
It was a good one.
Yes.
Thanks for having me on again.
Well, it's
Like I
not
said,
really like
at
we're
this point-
having you on anymore.
No, at this point, it's just
you're
it's
just
official.
gonna be a normal, staple on this show.
and I enjoy it.
So welcome to the
Thank you.
brotherhood.
Oh, that was sweet.
I figure that's what we
That was what Chris wouldn't do for me. Thank you, Brandon.
Hey.
Just welcome me officially. I
You may
appreciate
not
that.
invite me on trips, but I can welcome you.
This is all Caitlin's fault.
Very
I'm not
awkward.
gonna need friends left by the time she's done. Thanks, guys. Yeah, it was a
Glad to
good
have
one.
you.
Hey, good conversation tonight.
Yeah, lots
Good beers.
Lot of good beers. I'm looking forward to tomorrow to more beers and
we'll
more.
have to do a write up of all the beer drank. But like I said, Brandon always handles the photo at the end of the night, so we'll have a good selection of bottles.
Figure that out.
Yeah, it'll be a good one.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, so till next time, I'm Chris.
I'm Nate.
I'm Brandon.
The Hoppy Craftsmen.
Later.
Bye.